Hey guys, this is Introducing Emmy, and we're back with another Redline Tuesday. This is the drawing, and again, this is like a lot bigger than the one that was sent to me. Like if I get really close here, you can see, boop, you can see I like put a filter on it to try to sharpen it up and stuff, so we have something really nice and big to work on. And this was sent to us by twisteddisaster.deviantart.com. Also, I think this is episode 20. And I've only got like, I think 10 left, maybe 11 or 12. I'm not sure. I have a few emails in there that have to do with Redline Tuesday, but I don't know if they necessarily, are actual Redline Tuesdays for me to go over, so I have to look again. So real quick, I was actually gonna say something about the fact that she's standing like facing forward, like just like she's pretty symmetrical on both sides. But then I went to her DeviantArt, and if you're not a her, I apologize. I think her name's Michelle. I'm not sure. But anyway, I went to her DeviantArt, and this was actually like a reference drawing. I should have known from the colored bubbles along the side. And so I'm not going to get on your butt about the fact that she's just kind of standing there, because that's sort of the point of this drawing. I do think... Yes, I do actually like visit your guys' pages. Now, I'm drawing her boobs like as if she didn't have this corset thing on. So, you know, I think I've actually gone and... Okay, well, you can have your pick. This one's a little smaller than this one. I think I'm gonna go slightly larger. I'm gonna get yelled at again. Stop making her boobs so big. Stop. There. Alrighty, so I hope you guys can see this okay. I am working like really, really large, so my pencil's a little thinner than it normally is. Somebody's gonna scream at me about my thigh gap. I don't mind thigh gaps as long as you color it in black, because then that can be interpreted as like butt cheeks back there that you just can't see because of line quality, or like not line quality but like line weight, I should say. So it looks like you just mirrored the legs over, and I guess I'll do that too. I would also recommend showing the arms for a if this is supposed to be like a reference drawing, but if it's just like a color test, I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day, but... I guess you can kind of like see her hand. Yeah, okay. Anyway. So I'm going to go a little lighter here just so I can kind of see my lines a little better. And I'm going to rotate. It's just a little easier for me to do longer lines from this direction. So because she's standing like perfectly dead on, I guess you could just draw a line here, like a straight line, but I think you even sort of like had this thigh sort of going in front of this leg, which just changed the pose slightly. But I'm not going to rag on you about it. Alright. I actually need to extend my canvas. Ha! I took my dog's collar off. And she's like walking around like, man, I want to shake. I want to shake my collar and get it into the recording. Oops. Okay. So I notice a lot of people do these kind of like little hoofs, little hoofies. Feet aren't that hard to draw from the front, but even I still have issues with it. And let's see, let me pick a different color here. So feet from the front are like without going into like a huge foot tutorial. So this is what a human foot kind of looks like from the bottom. I'm really exaggerating. So your big toe will be here, and big old ball of your foot there, and then there's your heel. Okay? So then from the front, this would kind of look like and then your toes peak at your oh, I guess would that technically be the index? The index toe? I guess they peak more like between the index toe and the big toe. And then you have like about 15 toes or something. But anyway. So here you can see that okay, so now you got your heel, and then you got this big meaty hump part, and this narrow area is represented here, and then of course this is like your ankle, where your ankle bone connects, and this is like your meaty skin and muscles on either side of the bone, and then of course your toes are represented here. Okay, so that is your basic foot. And I guess if you were still having issues, you could like take this. Now, I've never done this before, so let's see if it works. Let's layer view copy. Let me make it a really wild color here. There, I'll make it purple. So then, I guess you could just like put it in perspective. That would help. Again, I've never done this before, so I don't know if this is actually a good way to go about doing this. But let's try it, you know, that's what I use most of your, that's what I use your Redline Tuesdays for these days, just to experiment. Yeah, I mean, that's not like an amazing way to do it or anything. It's kind of easy to just sort of eyeball it, but I guess in the beginning, if you weren't comfortable with that, you could do it like that. Now she's wearing shoes, so I didn't really bother defining the toe area since we're going to just be covering that up. But when it comes to these sort of like let me just rename this layer foot ref. Let me lock it. Okay, so when it comes to like these cuffs, I guess, at the top, just make sure that you like really okay, what is going on here that I'm having so many issues? Huh. I don't okay, there it goes. I don't know what that was all about. Sometimes my nib like gets stuck or something on the inside of the pen. I have to like grab it with my teeth and kind of rotate it. Might be getting time for a new tablet. Just make sure you can like really feel these cuffs like piling on top of the foot. Okie dokie. And then I guess we'll just cheat. Also, if you want her feet to be smaller, like I can do that. Like if you feel this is just too heavy at the bottom and not what you're going for, like if you're going for like little Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas kind of feets. That's kind of an exaggeration, but I mean like if that's sort of the idea you're getting or going for, you can do that. Things I will not be doing. Coming to your house to correct your feet. Things I will be doing, being a big old cheat. Boop. Okay. That's what I get for not drawing through my figures. Okay, so her arms are there. Feel free to define or not define as much as you want. Now, I have a habit of drawing sort of like a fake little bikini line area to sort of help me eyeball like where this is all sitting in here. The only stuff that you would actually like ink, in my opinion, would be this and this. So like, don't connect this unless you're drawing like a ball jointed doll or a robot or something. Just keep this open. Oops. So, there, like that. Okay? Same goes with like, I worry sometimes I don't tell you guys exactly like what lines you'd want to keep. So like here, you probably wouldn't want to draw that because it makes her look sort of like weird and pinched. Like again, sort of the same idea that like you're drawing like a segment. Now, if you want to draw that, she kind of, it gives them like a robot feel. That's like actually kind of an easy way to like be like, oh, it's a robot. You just sort of follow your anatomy lines all the way through when you go to ink. So, yeah, same sort of deal here. On the feet, you would only want to keep like these lines. So, yeah. And you'll get the hang of it. Like, you'll start seeing, like, what... Oh, wow, her belly button is, like, really off, huh? Okay. You'll start to see, like, what you want to be keeping and what you don't want to be keeping. Sorry, I'm sort of... So she has kind of like a super deformed style, and I'm not going to mess with that. Unless you guys specifically say, like, take it out of a certain style, like you're not, that wasn't something you were going for, I'm not really going to mess with it. So, okay, I think like one eyebrow's here and the other's like higher, like that. Let me get a little closer here. Okay, so when it comes to the face, even a chibi or super deformed or whatever you want to call it. Super deformed sounds kind of offensive now that I'm saying it. Like out loud, thinking about it. I guess it's accurate, you know, you're drawing like really large or really small features, like outside of the scope of human anatomy. So one thing you want to be careful of is your mouth like sliding down your face. Don't worry, I used to do that all the time. But like I said, I was at your DeviantArt, so I've seen that you seem like aware of that or wary of it. Now, because we've moved mouth up, we're going to be moving the nose up. And then I'm going to make the eyes slightly smaller. Don't hurt me. All right, so I'm pretty sure that these are where her not like her pupils and her iris are supposed to be like in here. At first I actually thought this bluish part was supposed to be that, and I didn't really notice this at first. So I'll comment on that in a second, like why I thought that. I mean, I think, I'm not positive. So when you draw really big eyes like this, you need to be at least semi-aware of like how that is gonna present to your audience, like if you're gonna be able to like emote through that character consistently. If you feel like, yeah, I got it, I can do it, then do it. But if you can't, I would recommend making the eyes a little smaller so that you can use real people, like real models and references, and it will translate a little closer or a little more easily, like onto your figure. I caution against it though. Like I caution against using really big eyes and until you feel like you really got it. Oh man. I have an itch between my eyes. Ah. Okay. But I always feel like really guilty, like changing people's styles, like, so I'm not really gonna mess with it. Okay. I don't know why my voice just changed. Anyway, so I think that's all actually, you know? Oh, I was gonna comment on why I was a little confused by the eye, and I'm actually gonna take this eye. I'm gonna take it. Okay. I will do my example just over here. So, it's like a quickie color tutorial. So, I think the reason I thought that this whole thing was actually like the pupil and iris part was because this was hidden in the shadows. So what I would recommend doing is when you go to shade it, keep remember that the eyes aren't like in the skull. They're not gonna, or I mean, they are in the skull, but they're not like set way back. So in a more cartoony style, the only shadow that's gonna be significant is gonna be the shadow cast from the eyelid. So you're gonna wanna make sure that any shadows cast are cast at the top of the eye, or to far away from the pupil and iris, because you want to make sure that oops, you want to make sure that like your audience can really read that. So like there's like an eye. I think this is the eye reference, so let me actually, because we're having fun today. So yeah, even if you want to go even a step further, you can, you know, put a shine over the top of the eye. You don't have to do that though, it's just an idea. But if you do that, don't do what I just did. Make it white so that when you overlay it, it really sorry, I'm just messing around. Okay. And with shadows, I like to make sure that there's like a definite shadow under the brow, and usually something around the tear duct. And then, you know, like shadows from the hair or whatever. And because you have such prominent like eyelashes, you might want to also have a little bit of a shadow coming from the eyelashes if you can see it. So, yeah, I think that will do us. I don't do coloring tutorials very often, so I don't feel like I'm a very strong colorer. Huh, what layer is that on? Nope. But yep, so there's an eye. And let's step way back and look at our masterpiece. So yeah, that might help just define the eye a little more, if you do it like that. But yep, I think that'll do it. The hair looks good. I didn't have any issues with the hair. I have a snoring dog, apparently. Okay, so let's thank twisteddisaster.deviantart.com again. Go look at their gallery. They have lots of good art. It's full up. And, actually, real quick. The head might be a little leany. watch out for that. Beware the leany head and neck. Alright, so I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye!